Welcome to the story of Naomi and Ruth. This story is from Ruth, chapter 1, verses 1 through 22. The lesson focus for grades 3 and 4 is, We create family from loyalty and love. The book of Ruth is one of the shortest books in the Old Testament. It is only 4 chapters long, but it is a big story, a story of faithfulness, loyalty, and family. This story begins tragically with the death of the men in the family. 3 women were left alone: Naomi, an Israelite woman, and her 2 Moabite daughters-in-law, Ruth and Orpah. In biblical times, these women would have been very vulnerable on their own because they had no way of providing for themselves. For this reason, Naomi told Ruth and Orpah to return to their homes in hopes of a better future. But Ruth did not leave. Instead, she stayed with her mother-in-law. She was not legally required to remain with her, and Naomi probably didn't expect that she would stay. Because Ruth was a Moabite and Naomi was an Israelite, Ruth was choosing to travel to a place where she would be considered a foreigner or outsider. By vowing to stay with Naomi, Ruth demonstrated great love and loyalty, far beyond what was expected. Ruth's devotion to Naomi can teach us about the extraordinary love and faithfulness that God has for us. This love goes beyond anything that is expected or requested. In this story, Ruth went above and beyond the expected in her love and loyalty to Naomi. She created her own family out of loyalty and love, not one that was formed by biological ties or regional backgrounds. God calls us to be in loving relationships in our own immediate families, but also in the family of God, which is all around us. Ruth, Orpah, and Naomi were all honest about their sadness. And as the story shows, each woman expressed that sadness in a different way. We can be honest about our sadness too. God is always at work in our lives, including times of sadness, to bring us the support that we need. While we may strive to be like Ruth in our love and devotion, we are often more like Naomi. We are on the receiving end of love, loyalty, and faithfulness. These are things we receive from family and friends, but we can also trust that we always receive these from God. The story of Naomi and Ruth is important because it shows how family can be created from loyalty and love, not just biological relationships or marriage. God's family is alive and well all around us. 3rd and 4th grade kids can be very tech-savvy. Maintain healthy electronic boundaries if kids want to email you or try to connect with you on a social networking site. To safeguard yourself and kids, communicate electronically with parents. Check with your Christian education leader if you have any questions about your church's policy about this. Remember that family has different connotations for people with different experiences and home lives. For this reason, it is important to always discuss family types as if each one is represented in your group. Make your classroom a safe place for everyone from every type of family by reminding the group that family can be anyone who loves and cares for us. When reading and discussing the story of Naomi and Ruth from the Spark Bible, don't judge Orpah. Though Ruth's decision to stay with her mother-in-law was a model of a faithful family member, Orpah did no wrong. She stayed with Naomi until she was released. She cried as she left. Naomi knew that sometimes being part of loving a family member is knowing when to let them go. If you want to expand your closing prayer, invite kids to add their own prayers to Ruth's words. Then, after kids share their petitions, silently or aloud, repeat Ruth chapter 1, verse 16 to close. Have fun exploring the concept of families with your kids as you learn together how we create family from loyalty and love.